Sure.
What's up, core coaching community? We're live, and today I have another special guest and friend of mine, Simona Spark. I'm so excited to introduce you for the summit coming up next week. She's going to be one of our speakers. So exciting. Simona, how are you?
Hey, Kevin, good. I'm really good. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for inviting me to your summit. I'm so excited. Can't wait.
Me too. So tell us a little bit. I've had an opportunity to spend lots of time with you, and I would love for you to just kind of tell us a little bit about you, what your big driving force is, and maybe a little bit about your background.
All right, so let me take a breather to try to keep this short. Because I just done writing a whole book
Yes,
for
you
that
did.
answer.
Yes, you did. I'm so excited about that.
But I like your question, and I like the concept of a driving force. So today, my driving force is owning my story. And the whole concept of driving force for me is I'm inviting my clients and people that I work with to allow that to evolve and change as we grow and evolve and change. Mm-hmm. So that's why today my driving force is owning my story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So tell us your story. Like I said, I've had the opportunity to learn and hear about it. Tell us a little bit about your story. Tell us about how it all kind of,
Yeah. So let's see if we get to put it in about a couple minutes. Born, raised in Romania, and moved to United States in my early 30s as a single mom. My son was 6 at the time. So we moved here. It was a little bit of a crazy step, but also unconscious, like brave step to take. And I say that because we have nothing, for us here. Like we have no friends, no family, and we didn't speak English either. So, so that was a journey. My son and I, we went through quite a few hells together. I won't change anything from that experience. And then we move around, we live in different states throughout the country. And 4 years ago, we end up moving in New Zealand, from all places. And today, I'm tuning in from my new location, Los Angeles. So throughout this crazy journey for the past, let's say, what that will be. It's 2021. I keep thinking it's 2020. I'm not in 2021 yet.
Yeah, exactly.
February.
That's right.
So for the past 12 years, yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a lot of challenges that I have the opportunity to go through and help me, grow and evolve, and led me to this new space of coaching, as most of the people know it. So it started as, I started working with parents initially because I was a single parent for a decade of my son's life. And then that evolved as I clean up and heal my story and other doors open to me. I keep step into the direction where I was called or invited, and really embrace all the changes that land in my life, and allow that to be part of my business and focus in that new direction. One big piece was my son coming out. And as I was working with parents, I kind of laser focused into supporting parents, how to become the parents that the LGBTQ children need them to be. So that opened a whole new area in my life and in my business, traveling to different conferences around the world, fertility for same-sex couples or for transgender intended parents. And really start working also with adults. And it came down to really all the work if I get to say just one sentence, will be the work around one's identity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I really love your story because you've accomplished so much in your career here in the United States, and you're on your second book. You've been a guest speaker on TEDx. I mean, huge accomplishments. You have opened and run a very successful coaching practice, and it's very inspiring. The story is really inspiring, and knowing that you moved to the United States, you couldn't speak English, you learned English, you wrote a book in English, you're on your second book. I just think it's so inspiring. And I think it's just such an important message. So,
well, thank you.
Yeah.
That alone was a journey until not too long ago, because, you know, you learn a language and it's never going to be at the level of your native language. It's still not. I'm still in a space where I'm learning this language.
Me too.
And, right? So what was crazy about it was, you know, in my work with LGBTQ community, I end up, opening a podcast just to create a resource where I collect stories of, people from, around the world. And that actually opened the door to the TEDx. And I was just invited to give a TEDx. And, you know, to this day, people won't believe when I say that was my first public speaking.
Yeah.
And I know it's unheard of, but I don't know anybody that could say, you know, my first talk was a TEDx. And I know it's an ego thing, but you know what? I'm going to own it.
Yeah, that's right. Kind of a big deal. I mean, it really is. It's
a
amazing.
Big deal, you know? And not that, but also like, oh, wait a minute, do I actually have an idea that is worth spreading? And then it's a whole process. Probably most of the people in this group are familiar with the process of, checking the stats and make sure nobody talked about that before, and it's original, it's worth spreading, right? Yeah. But I have to deliver that talk in English. And with no prompts, no flashcards. It was the first time I have to memorize 13 minutes. It's a very long time for your first talk.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So I was terrified.
Mm-hmm.
And if I get to share something, if you guys want to pick up just one thing for that experience, is that it finally sank in my being something that I heard before that experience, which is when your message is bigger than you, the fear just died. Yeah. There's no space for it. Yep. And that was the moment where for me was like, this message is way too big and way too important for me to freak out. Yep. There is no space to freak out. I just have to step on that stage and deliver and mess up some words and reverse some words in a sentence, just owning English being my second language.
That's right. That's it.
But it was a great experience, and it's just opened more doors in my life and in my practice as well. Like every step that we take is just open more.
I just love that story because it's just that inspiration that we all need, because it doesn't really matter where we come from, our background. It's like, in order for us to get out there and actually do something really big, it's like, we have to do it. We have to, right? And I work, as you know, with leaders all the time. And it's like, that's one of the big things. It's like, we all get kind of caught up in that fear and, what do people think about us? And is this really going to be impactful? Yeah, it's going to be impactful. We just got to get out there and do the damn thing.
Yes, do the damn thing. You speak my language. You always did.
So yeah, we've had lots of conversations behind the scenes, and I know you're like that no nonsense kind of coach, and I love that about you. You're just straightforward. You tell it like it is, and you're very unapologetic about that, and I appreciate that about you. So before you've already given us lots of wisdom and a lot of inspiration hearing your story today, but before we go, and you get to offer something for our audience. Tell us just a little bit about what you're going to share at the summit. You don't have to give it away too much, but just kind of generally what you're going to be sharing for people to learn.
Yes. What I want to share at the summit, actually, I want to give people some concrete tools they could implement immediately in their life, in their business, in any area that they need it. Actually, I have this thing in my business of copy paste. Like you find a tool, it's working for you, you get to copy paste it in every area of your life. Like we don't need a zillions of tools. Well, I grew up in Romania. We only have one tool, a knife, for everything. In America, you have 17 tools for one task. So that was very confusing to me, right? So I'm gonna stay with my, old ways of being. And if anything, my main focus is to simplify everything to something that anyone, regardless where they are on their journey, could apply in their life and improve it just a little bit, right? So I would like to talk about and offer some tools around identity. More specifically, we grow, we change, we become a new person every day. And what do we do with that? Like, how do we close that gap between changing and just sinking into a new identity every day with every experience, while not all of us, have the opportunity to work with coaches and mentors and clean up and update their belief system. So then is this disconnect of like, oh, I've been doing this, and that, and I know that I see the life differently when something is wrong with me. So that's what I want to prepare for the summit, to really look at the different angle of this concept. And I hope it's going to be as interactive as possible with the audience and have questions and like what are the major things and challenges, and give them some tools so they could go through this process a little bit easier.
I love it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to your share and, just sharing your experience. And again, I know you're a very experiential coach as well. And yeah, I think it's going to be great.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. And for the people that come to the summit, like, I know you have a big group here and we're going to share this in many places. I'm preparing some gifts just for the people that attend the summit.
Yay, great.
So I'm doing some 100% off coupons, but you have to be registered for the summit or you're not going to get it.
That's what I'm talking about. Very cool. Good. I like that. Call to action. Get your butts there.
Yeah, it's specific. And I kind of like put it into like Spark, DBC, Dream, Believe, Create.
There you go. Yes, perfect. Good. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to be a part of that as well. And I'm really excited about learning and being there. So great. Very cool. So every guest that I brought on, I've been asking everybody to kind of just leave some sort of wisdom, some sort of advice, some sort of something about what you would leave us today thinking about.
Only one?
No, there is absolutely no boundaries on this.
Well, okay. I need to choose one, right? No. I will say, just based on everything that we talk in this conversation, right? A fear is real. A fear is natural. Every time we step into a new direction, we're supposed to feel fear. And I just want to invite everyone to just take it, put it in a pocket, and walk anyway, because that's where, new horizon is opening. And in order to do that, I just want to put in it a little thing there. For some reason, I remember Frank Sinatra, like do it your way, but it's basically what I want to say, just do it your way. Like apply your own rules. Forget about looking left and right and what she's doing and what he's doing, because they are not you. They don't have your life experience. They don't have your dreams. They don't have your desire. So if we made it so far in an adulthood, a perk of being an adult is we actually get to choose what we want to do and how we want to do it. So just go and do it.
I love it. That's great. And you are definitely a role model for us to just go do it, right? And to take big risks and to go all in. And I love that story, and I love your energy, and I love that I get to spend lots of time with you. And now we get to share you with our audience. So that's awesome.
Thank you so much. I can't wait for all of us to play next week. It's going to be phenomenal. Like, I can't even.
Yep. That's the way I feel. All right. Well, great. So for those that haven't heard any of these interviews yet, I'm sure some of you must have heard these by now because we've been coming on a lot. But if you haven't heard, next week, Dream, Believe, Create, it's an absolutely free event, no strings attached. You get to come, you get to learn from 15 amazing people. We're going to teach you tools and tricks, all kinds of things. It's going to be really a lot of fun. And I get to introduce you to some amazing people that I've spent time with, that I love to be around. And we get to help inspire you guys to do more in 2021. So with that being said, Simona, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. Thank you all for being here. And I will see you all at the summit. I can't wait.
All right. See you guys later.